Hello, welcome back to smarthelping.com. I've got a really cool employee timesheet tracker built in Excel. It is going to help HR departments track the time that their employees have worked. There's all kinds of ways to use this, and then there's going to be simply one database that tracks everything, and then there's reports that you can do daily, monthly, and any range to track the hours of different work types for different people, or you could show all. So I'm going to get into exactly how to enter data first, and I'll go over the reports, and then I'm going to go over how you would extrapolate this to include, um, you can have a workbook with all employees for all months, or you can do each employee can have their own workbook and they send data to the administrator, and the administrator just puts their data from their data tab into here, and they track everything separately. There's all kinds of things to do with this, and what I'm selling this is a $45 template. You can get the link will be in the description box below. Um, but this is going to be a tool with the base logic, and you can extrapolate it however you want. So let's just look at the data tab. So what you have to enter is simply anytime someone has to clock in or clock out, you've got a date, the name of the person, and you can define the names over here on the drop downs tab. There's 31 slots, but really you could make as many as you wanted, and the drop down will update. For example, let's say there's, name 32 is added. Now you can see here, name 32 is now added. Or if I undid that, now there's only 31. 31. And that looks like a new functionality in Excel, because before, well, sometimes if you do a drop down, the entire range you target is going to be shown, but this is doing it dynamically, which is nice. So anyway, the date, the name of the person, you can have basically unlimited number of names. The work type, so there's actually going to be specifically uh, 8 work types, and this could be if you want to differentiate the work that your workers are doing. They could do different things, or if it's just simply labor, or you just want to denominate between a couple different worker types, that's fine to do aggregate summaries. Like you could have mechanics, managers, salespeople, or whatever, or for um, it just depends on how you're doing it. But there's eight slots here to drive. You define that here, and on all the reports, you can see the work types are here that are going to you can report the number of hours worked of each work type for each person, for each month, um, by day, or each month by year, or any range by work type. So you got work types. You've also got other work. So for example, the biggest one here is going to be paid time off, PTO. And this is if someone has PTO time they're taking, you'd enter that as an item. If you enter any of these other items like jury duty, work type, or PTO or other, do not also fill in a work type, otherwise it's going to double count the hours. So in this case, name 2, in March they had PTO, they had 13 hours of PTO here. So if I look on the monthly report, name 2, 13 hours of PTO. If I were to go to name 1, you see everything changes and it shows that. Or if I go to all, it's going to give me the data for all employees for 2022 by month, the amount of hours that were worked, and also any PTO, all that. I also put percentages in here to show the percentage of each work type of the total. Okay, so work type, and then simply clock in and clock out. So here, it's really easy. It's all formatted. So all you have to do, let's say clock in time was 6 a.m. You just put 6 a.m. There you have it. Or if you want to do a specific time, you can say 6, colon 45 space a.m. and it's formatted. And then let's say to 3 p.m. You can just do 3 p.m. Or if it's an actual minute you want, you could go 3 colon 15 space p.m. And then this row, you don't do anything with column G, or this column G is automatically calculated down 9,000 rows, and it's just calculating the distance between clock in and clock out time and converting it into hours. So that's pretty much it. You can enter the data there. The report daily. So this is going to say any given month. So you could change the month here. Let's say I wanted January 2022. It's going to only show the days for January, and based on the data entered in the data tab, or February, it will show, and it always goes for 31 days, but note the calculations, like for February, it's not going to show any data in days that don't exist for the month. It'll just show zeros. Also, again, we can switch names. We can switch months to create a report, and this is printable. So look, if I go to File, I made this, I really took some time to make sure this is printable. You can go File, Print, and it's all see the end is percentages. The whole page is printable. And it'll give you the month, the by day breakdown, and different work types, and subtotals for each work type, as well as a grand total. So 24 hours total in this case, and the total per day, total for the month here. And you can print that off. You can also put notes in here. So a very clean report. On the monthly, it works the same as the one that shows by day in a given month. Just now this one's showing, January, all the months in a given year. You can change the year here. Like say I want data from 2021, I just put 2021 there. Now I see all the months for 2021 or 2022. And then I can show name 1, name 2, or all. And again, this is also printable. I also did some charts down here to show the total hours per month for whatever your data you're picking up here to show, as well as the total hours per month by work type. And that's split between total work time versus PTO, jury duty, and other. And you can see if I go to print, this is on one page, and then the charts are on the second page. So pretty cool stuff here. Then the report any range is just, you can pick the employee name or all, and it will show the total hours between any two dates. So you can put any start date and end date here, and it'll aggregate all the data and sum it up for between those two dates. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now I want to talk about how you can use this in actuality. So there's a couple ways. The first is you can give every single employee their own timesheet. So you just make copies of this workbook and just give them it and send it to them. And to make a copy, you just file, um, actually, well, you could just send them a blank version of the timesheet, and they could label it whatever they wanted. So you'd send all your different employees. They could enter their data here, their clock in and clock out times and the date, their name, etc. If you trust that, and they fill it out, and then they send you back their sheet, and then you would just take the data tab from their sheet, copy it, and then go into your master workbook and paste it in. So for example, let's say I make a master. So this for an employee, and then I got a master sheet, and I want to now open up both of them. So let's pull up both. So see, now I have two versions. So I have a master here. Let's say the master has no data on it yet. And then let's say this has data on it. So here's name 1. These are all for name 1. Here's the different things they've done. I would take this, they send the file to me, I go copy, paste values only, and there I now have their data. And then let's say I get another timesheet from another employee, I copy it. Let's say it's name 2. This is a different workbook now. Oh, name 2. And then here's their time. Let's say it's all driving time. And let's say these are blank. So all drive time, and I go copy. Oh, you don't need to copy the hours, just over to column F, A to F. Copy, get in the master, and now paste values only. And now I have data for name 1 and name 2. And I can go to report and see, okay, here is name 1. Here's all, or here's name 2. And it changes accordingly. And same with here, I can go all, or I can show just name 1 or just name 2. Name 2, we put it all into driving. You can see that there. And so you could keep, the HR manager could keep the master just for them to view, and they could they have their employees filled out their individual timesheets, and then you just paste it in here over time, and then you could do your reporting. So you could do it that way. And then there's different. So let's say so there's basically only two ways to enter the data here. You either do that, have employees fill out their own sheets, and then copy their data, put it in here, or you yourself have people call in and you're just entering their time manually. So it's probably better to have them just fill out their own sheets and paste it in. It's more efficient, but it's up to you. The point is, you got to get the data for everybody on the data tab here. And then what you can do is you can create predefined reports. So I can show, okay, here's the report monthly for 2022. Let's say I want to make a copy of that. I just go to, right click the tab, hit move or copy, click the monthly tab, hit create copy. Okay. Now I can do this report, and let's say this report is going to be for 2022 or 2023. And then just change the date here, and then you can report all data for 2023. And then, and let's say this is 2022, right? And then you can also do, okay, 2022 for name 1, and just select name 1. Copy it, make one for monthly 2022 for name 2, etc. So it's very easy to create as many duplicate tabs as you need of each report type, so that you always have it for each person or each year or however. Like on a monthly, we have 1 month here. You can create 12 months of tabs, so January through December, and just change the date up here so each one changes, and then have your employee name, and you can adjust or pick which employee you want to report on, or you could do all 12 months for all employees, and then you have a static sheet that has all 12 months of the year, and you can just change the year as you go forward in years, and then just make the names of each employee, and then you have a static list. So you just, instead of having to do a drop down and file print, you can just have each one exist on their own tab, and then you can see them that's how you would see it side by side, instead of just having to switch between with the selectors. So there's all kinds of ways to use this as management. I try to just build the most basic um, logic that works, that can be expandable without issue. Um, and again, I just did the base daily report, so you could duplicate this as many times as you want and change the date, the month it's counting, and the employee. And same for report monthly. You can make as many copies of this and change the year it's showing and the person. And same with any range. Um, and it will always query whatever data you end up putting in here over time. And you could just keep a workbook for each year or however you want to manage it. But this is the most basic logic you need on any given workbook to work with, and then you could kind of extrapolate it as much as you want. All right, so that's about all I got for you on this one. Like I said, it's only $45 one-time fee. Link down in the description box, or I'll post it to some vendor sites. It is part of the Human Resources Template Bundle, which I think I charge $149 for, and it's got a whole bunch of other stuff on it too. But you get the idea. This is going to be really useful to, I think, a lot of people, and it's timesheet tracking. This is the best way I could think of to do it in Excel, to make printable reports, and um, you know, that's about all I got. Oh, one more thing. If you have an employee that has hours between 2 days, like they work a shift from, let's say, 9 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. in the morning, you would enter that as 2 rows. And I put the note here on how to do that. So it's from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You would enter on the first day 9 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. And then the next day you would enter a new row from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then you would have, because you can't enter, one row can't include a timestamp from 2 different days. It has to be on the same day. So you just create a new day and put the time for each day. And that's no big deal. All right. Anything else I can think of? I mean, I think that's pretty much everything I want to show here. Let's think. Yep, I think that's all I got. All right. For more, check out smarthelping.com. I'll see you guys on the next one.